the Sun Devils will put total leather and will get started. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Looking downfield, it's Manning. Quarterback adapting. Throws to the tight end. And gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. Really good job when this play went off script, and that's the job of a tight end. Find the soft spot and stay in the quarterback's field of vision.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating to play this kind of style of quarterback. It's always going to extend the play, make it hard on you as a defense. You got to guard longer in the back end, and just did a nice job getting outside the pocket and getting it to the big fella tight end.
Quickly to the tight end. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. Now it's a first down from the 43-yard line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Lost a throw on first down. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have a chance to be complete.
Just keep swinging it. Going to try to get it himself.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for every single play.
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. On the direct snap, it's right. Picks up the first down, still moving. He'll be pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
Well, how about that play call? Third down, turn it around, hand it to the big fella, your fullback, and he does the work to get the first.
Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. Dropping back, it's Manning. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. Wants to go up top. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, giving up some yards, and the opponents in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out.
And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
I love the defense's approach on this drive. They didn't panic. They gave up some yards, but what did they do? They forced a third down, a predictable situation, played great discipline, broke on the football, and forced the big interception.
They'll leave it with him. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Sun Devils come to the line in the hurry up. The give on the inside. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Grabbed in the middle. That's better. Inside the 45. They'll finally drag him down, but not before
passes there on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it. And the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Makes the grab. It's back. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. And the Sun Devils have this offense rolling. Smith dropping the pass. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense.
And to the end zone. Touchdown, Sun Devils. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TD.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on first down. Going for the big play. And it's a pick. No, he's out of bounds. Couldn't stay in bounds after catching the ball. It's simply an incomplete pass.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
Fires to the right. This time on target. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm.
Can swing momentum. Not a run on the return, but they can live with that as they've got it at the 49.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing it away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent. He's making bad decisions.
That's the end of the quarter, and Arizona State has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Bunch formation for these receivers. Smith wants to throw. Got him downfield. Takes him to the limit. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
Looking downfield on first down. Snap in the middle. It's Bob. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to bow up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on first down and goal, getting them tackled to the ground.
This quarterback part of their running game. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Arizona
That's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
Here he comes from deep in the end zone, and this had better work for him. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Looking to pass. It's Manning. Fires left. And that is interception number 3 on the day. All kinds of room to the right. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their... Takes it to the line. Loses his way through.
Beautiful play call offensively at the perfect time. In that situation, the defense obviously expecting pass, so they sneak the draw in and gash the defense.
The Sun Devils will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. From the gun, he'll try to throw. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
Love the play call by the offense. Love drag routes down this close to the goal line. 1st down, you're just trying to get an easy completion, catch and run, walk in, score. Defense made a nice play. They made the tackle, so now you got to turn the page. You got to find something here on 2nd.
They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4. From the gun, the ground game. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Sun Devils.
Now, you always want to get the home crowd jacked up and get them excited, get out to an early lead, and they have 20-0. Defense playing well, offense playing well. They got a lot to cheer about here at home.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking for a man, it's Manning. Gets it out in the flat. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their 1st of the half. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. Snap to the back. Running to Green. There he goes. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47.
Busting big runs like this is a total team effort. Obviously, the back has to find the hole, but you got to have everybody around them doing their job to make it a good play call.
And everybody around them doesn't just mean the offensive line. The receivers getting their blocks downfield is a big deal, too.
It's a huge deal.
Wide open spaces. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Navy!
A nice job by this offense, putting the scoring drive together. And now, listen, it's not even halftime yet. So keep fighting, going to halftime. Regroup. We found a little something on this drive. See if we can cut into this lead and continue to make this game closer and closer.
And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Love. He's got a lot of confidence to bring that ball out of the end zone, but it didn't work out this time, out of bounds at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Smith dropping the pass. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They'll after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. They go to the draw. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And the Sun Devils want to crank the tempo. Back to pass. Punch in the middle, it's off. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. The Sun Devils come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Under fire. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there, almost had it in his grasp.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Oh, the big fella almost had the interception. Instead, it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Calls his own number. Across the 25. Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. This offense has been running wild in the 1st half, but wait, they want more before they go to the locker room. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down to 2. Just going to keep it after the snap. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Arizona State!
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all 1st half. Running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
He'll bring it out from deep in his own end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. Look out, he's got room. He'll be forced out of bounds after a nice pickup on the run.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the 1st down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Back has it. And he takes this one back to the line of scrimmage, a rather anticlimactic end to the 1st half. They want to get the ball back right now, lining up for an onside kick to start the 2nd half. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Well, they're trying to pounce on their opponent with the lead in the 2nd half, trying to steal a possession, but give the return team credit. They may not have been set up perfectly for that onside kick, but they're Johnny on the spot, and now their offense is licking their chops, hoping to go down and score.
Smith wants to throw. Unleashes one deep. Touchdown, Sun Devils! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game day.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Let's go. Snap to the back. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Runs through a tackle. Crosses the 45. He's loose on the right. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They got the opponent going backwards.
They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Back has it. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, midshipman.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
The AT unit on the field. And the extra point is blocked. He's got a chance to take this one back. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. After that score, they'll try to build some momentum here in the third quarter and get it back with an onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Arizona State has the ball back, and the offense making its way onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
It's Harris. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Sun Devils will hustle to the line. Smith dropping the pass. Looking for the defense. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring it.
So you know the defense is going to be king.
Touchdown, Arizona State! And they add 6 more to that trip to the house.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Snap to the back. And some room to work. Off to the races to the right. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all away. Touchdown, Navy!
David, this This guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience, and with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays.
He picks it up. That's all I ball. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. Still down big here in the third quarter, but if you can recover this onside kick, you might get back in the game. Ball goes out of bounds. The onside kick is unsuccessful, and they'll take over after the penalty.
That's what I like to hear. Ah, you got caught. See?
Let's go. Break. Double, double. Break, break, break. Set.
They go to the ground. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Offense picking up steam. 1st and 10 from the 31. Smith wants to throw. Sends it downfield. And it's picked off right at the goal line. Trying to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
What a play by the safety. Really good understanding. Like, listen, if I'm going to sit back and I'm going to play cover 2 and I'm a free safety, I'm free to go get that thing. But I got to see the route. I got to see the wide receiver breaking, understanding the quarterback's throwing the football. And as soon as that hand separates from the other hand, I'm breaking on it. Does a great job breaking on it and making it.
And the ball's free in the backfield. Ball out. How about that elusiveness? He's got space. Racing down the left side. Touchdown, midshipman. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great on the day.
Looking to throw. Pressure. And that was so close to a turnover in the end zone. The defense almost with the huge play. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Love. He gets a block. He's on the loose. Wide open, it's a foot race. They won't get it, it's a touchdown. No guts, no glory. Caught it in the end zone. Didn't hesitate for a millisecond to take that thing back, and boy, did it pay off.
And this is why kickoff returns are so exciting. There's so much space between you and the other team flying down the field. The only time you're going to be providing that much space, and you could tell he knew what to do with that space. Kicked on the Jets by Felicia.
Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. Lining up in the wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Back has it. This time the defense was ready, and they
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Oh, better look out. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll try to convert from the Wildcat. On the direct snap, it's right. He's not going to get there. Stop short on fourth down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Smith dropping the pass. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. So the final period starts with a second down play. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack.
And this offense has had a great day, and they've put some big plays together. But the last two plays, man, getting a little complacent. They got to protect their quarterback. That's back-to-back sacks. The offensive line has to do a better job.
Short hands, it's more. He won't get there. It'll bring up fourth down.
Well, that time on 3rd and long, they just took what the defense gave him. Nothing down the field. They were hoping maybe he could make somebody miss after the catch. Wasn't able to do it, so now it sets up 4th.
Fourth down, and they've got to get it to the next time zone, but the offense is going to stay on the field on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion.
This is so a Jesse Palmer move. Exactly what he would do. Continue to put the foot on the accelerator, try to rub it in. Can't win by enough. Got to look good in the polls. This is your kind of offense, Bob.
Powers through the defender. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Snap to the back. Oh, he's going to pass it. It's incomplete. Trying a little razzle-dazzle there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. But you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback. And again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
To the air, it's Manning. Grabbed over the middle, it's Haynes. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. To the air on 1st down. Throws toward the end zone. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on 1st down and just about turned the thing over.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing if they stop the pass, they win the game, and they have done that. Their guys have won one-on-one on islands. They've been able to get to the quarterback. They've been mixing up their looks. They haven't even allowed 100 yards passing in this one, and that's why they are way ahead here in the 4th quarter.
They make the stop, but the sweet blowing catch is plenty to give them a 1st down. Might be calling a hot route. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the snap, it's Bush. Got it in the middle, it's Hardy. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game.
They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. He can't quite get there on the scramble. Dangerous with his feet, but this defense rises to the occasion and forces a fourth down. Offense in an empty set.
Keep him out of the end zone, boys.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. Caught in the middle. It's Haynes. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
And the Wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got.
Come on, dude.
In the backfield, it's Hardy. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. Direct snap. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. A field goal really doesn't do much for you in this situation, so they'll go for it on fourth and goal. Back has it. He is stopped short of the line of the game. The fourth down try goes awry, and that might just do it.
Offensively, this is a beautiful time because now I get to get all my other guys in the game. Guys that don't get to play that much. We're up. This game's over after that missed fourth down.
Intercepted. The defense is set him up, and he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Navy!
Love to see the defense still fighting hard this late in the game. Great job jumping the route, catching it, takes it back for a touchdown. Not too much time to celebrate, though. They're still trailing in this game. Still got some work to do, but no doubt that play is going to give this defense a little bit more confidence.
Time is against them, still down by 2 scores, but they'll line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Get ready.
Roll the boys. It's time to go against it.
Leaves it with the back. He'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. Defense will use a timeout. 22 seconds remaining in the game. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Quarterback on the keeper. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. Timeout is called by the defense. 19 ticks remaining. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. Quarterback's just going to take a knee. This one was a lot like a tennis match.
defenses have changed, right? It's not about limiting to low points anymore, but you got to find ways to create turnovers and get that ball back to your offense so they can do their damage. Defense just needed to create a few more opportunities.
I think it just came down to individual effort on the defensive side of the football for this team. Somebody needs to step up in big moments in big games and make the play to win. We didn't see it happen today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. kickoff.
It's an obvious call. Obvious.
It's going our way, baby. It's all over.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Snap to the back. Finding an escape route. He couldn't get it to the corner as this defense opening things up with a big play.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs off the ground. Great start on this first drive.
The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few, still some work to do for the first down. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chain. They bring him down, and that's why you give them that Wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a quick play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
Direct snap.
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's not going to take the touchback. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14.
A waste of time.
Offense in a bunch formation. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Fires to the wideout. He strikes downfield. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. High-flying pass catchers and the Crimson Tide. That combination wasn't right at the top of your mind, say, 30 years ago.
No, it used to be run, run, more run, and you've seen over the years they've opened up the playbook and they've brought in, they've had some guys that can fly, receivers winning Heisman trophies, like so many game breakers on the outside that make big plays in this offense.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
There's been a little bit of a seesaw here the last two plays. Offense gets a chunk play, and then the defense gets a sack. Great job by the defense there, turning the page and coming up with the big one.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Complete to the right. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down.
Well, when you're throwing these comeback routes, man, the timing has got to be so good between the two of them because you know the ball is going to be in the air a long time. If you can't throw it late, it's going to get picked. That time, really nice job of getting it out early, and the receiver doing a nice job on his route so that the ball was right on him as soon as he turned around.
They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
Yeah, and I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding third and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a fourth down.
They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on fourth down, if you decide to run the football, you've got to be sure up front that you're going to win in the trenches. They didn't get it done that time. They need to be more physical moving forward. They're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of times you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him. And then all of a sudden they're breaking tackles. Great job by that young man.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back has it. They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play. Snap to the back. It's an open space downfield. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. It's standing. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays, and if you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done now.
First down and more. And he goes from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Arizona State.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. So the kickoff team will come out after they turn in a score on that last drive. And he passes on the touchback. Here it comes. There's no possible explanation for bringing that one out of the end zone, and they've got horrible field position at the 5. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter.
White 53.
Back to throw, it's Russell. He lobs one high down the left side. Pulls it in down the sideline. They finally make the stop, and what a fantastic way to finish off this first quarter after that play. That's the end of the quarter, and Arizona State has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. First play of the period, first down here.
White 29.
Lost the throw on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there.
And man coverage, when they get up in your face, they make things hard. You want to be able to attack the whole field and get them leaning one direction and then break outside like you did there. Nice out route connection. Nice chemistry between quarterback and wide receiver.
It's a connection. The evolution of the Alabama offense has always been built around what does the quarterback do best, and this guy's doing a lot of things well.
And we've seen some sensational ones. And to your point, I like that. Jalen Hurts, really good runner. They built it around his feet. You know, Bryce Young, really good passer. Tua Tagovailoa, really good passer. More about the passing game, explosive passing plays. So they'll do whatever it takes to win.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So he got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around to make it an easy pass and catch.
First and goal, and a great opportunity to slice into this lead. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Alabama comes to the line with a first and goal. To the air. It's Russell. Rushes on him. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Just like to see the quarterback have a clock going off in his head, forcing him to get rid of that football. Can't take a sack on first down in goal-to-go situation and move your offense backwards.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Back to pass. Catch in the middle, it's good. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. It's third and goal and third and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bama!
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. Finding open areas. There we go. He's got the first down, and they did a brilliant job getting them out flanked with the Wildcat.
And there's really no secret to it, David. When this guy's running well, this offense is so hard to stop.
It opens up everything, and he's having a great day, showing you a little bit of everything, and this offense has got it going on.
Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 and 4, and we are not going to complain.
Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. They might go back to that one in the big spot as they pick up the first down out of the Wildcat.
Well, when you've had the day that this guy's had so far, why not hand it off to him on third down, right? At this point, you're almost basically expecting him to find a way to pick it up, and he does exactly that. This guy has been a monster all game.
Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. You saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Book.
That for this offense. Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. And David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. see what he can do with the return. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Back to throw, it's Russell. Got it in the middle, it's Carter.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He was in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Lost the fire on second down. Quickly out to the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Ball spotted at the 21. It's first down.
Come on, guys. Let's make a play here.
Here's to the tight end. This is the 45. Early on the hits. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got it.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Good route in the comeback, and he makes the catch. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. This defense will try to keep everything in front. Unloads to the right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Well, the head coach has to love what he saw from his offense here. At the very end of the first half, when you got to have it, execution has got to be great in these 2-minute type situations. Really nice job handling the situation by the quarterback, making sure all 10 other guys on offense are on the same page. And they're still losing the football game, but that's a touchdown they absolutely needed to have here at the end of the first half.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. The Sun Devils will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to...
They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They're going to run it. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He's just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Alabama may always be built on the run, but these days they elevate with a high-flying pass game.
And great coaches evolve, and we've seen the evolution of this Alabama offense over the last several years, and it's not just run, it's not just eat clock, it is be aggressive, attack, make big plays down the field.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
And a really great job by the defense adjusting now, because on this drive, this quarterback has found his guy a few times, and now the defense is saying, we are double covering him. You might throw it somewhere else, but that guy's not going to make it.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Russell. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. 4th down and 4 yards to go. The offense will try to get it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
I love when defenses are smart enough to swat the ball down. Don't go for the pick, especially on 4th down. They knock it down. You get the ball anyways. Nice job by the defender.
We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Bush. Got a little space. He has the first and still on his feet. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
He can't get him to the ground. They forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Bush.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
On the snap, it's right. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down.
I love when you throw the fullback. The dude is so unselfish, blocks the whole game. Give him a bone every now and then.
Well, of course you like the fullbacks because you wish you had been a fullback. Some wanted to make you a fullback, and you were great. Could have been even greater.
Or I could have been a defensive lineman and a 3-time All-American in the first-round draft.
They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Direct snap. It's Bush. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. It's a seam run. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Arizona State. What an explosive eruption into the end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot. That he makes big plays. When you can make big plays like this, it makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty.
That's what I like to hear. That's it. Good call.
And perhaps a slightly more difficult attempt from the 8. And the extra point splits the uprights. It's 28-13. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished it off with the 33-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. like the ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Under fire. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. That's the end of the quarter, and Arizona State has the lead. They've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Looking to fire. Throws for the tight end. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his man. It's Bush. He gets it out to the 28-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
Takes a hit as he releases it and just spiked it. textbook. Gives him the big stiff arm. You'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on, and I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Sends it back in motion. On the direct snap, it's Stewart. Grab near the sticks. It's Tebow. They bring him down. That's why you give them that Wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays.
You know, this offense knew coming into the game they were going to get some opportunities to take shots down the field. They feel like they've got the guys in the perimeter to win one-on-one, and you saw it right there.
On the direct snap, it's Stewart. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Looking to throw, it's Tebow. Dances away to buy time. He's run out of bounds and didn't gain an inch on the play.
Give the defense a lot of credit on that one. A little bit of bend, don't break here in the opening drive of the game. They gave up some yards. They were down inside their own red zone. But on that critical third down, phenomenal effort individually to win his one-on-one, get to the quarterback and bring him down to the ground and really try to take some air out of this offense.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Makes a move. He's got it out. He's going to get loose. He will score. Touchdown, Nick Shipman. He is headed to the sideline with a little bounce in his step after scoring on that kick return.
And he should have some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space, great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you could see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. You get a return like that, and it can't just be the guy with the ball who's right. Everybody has to do a job, and they did that in brilliant fashion on that one. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Mills. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Here come the Irish back on offense. A little bit of feeling each other out there down 7-3 as they open this
formations. Now we're getting in a good spot.
Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
And I tell you, I love this call early in the game. You know why? You get your quarterback hit early. He gets hit. Wait a minute. Nerves settle. Everything's good. You show the defense that he's a threat to run the football. I love that call early in the football.
He's got it. Stopped at the 43 after the 15-yard pickup. Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. He'll throw it down. Inside the 35. Knocked out of bounds. This offense with the big play. They'll mark it at the 33.
And he's just proving it time and time again, man. He has that feel. He obviously has the ability to pick up and put him down and go get first downs, but I think the timing of when to scramble and when not to scramble, he's really got that figured out, and you can tell it's going to be a big part of the game for him.
To the air, it's Tebow. Good timing on the quick out. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. Wants to go up top. Unloads to the wideout. It's picked up, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
Man, that is how you get it done as a defense when you're playing cover one. Like, you got the middle of the field safety, but everybody else is manning up. Nice job running with this guy, seeing the football, breaking on it, making the interception, making the big play for this defense.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Back has it. Running into the open space. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
At the end of the quarter, Navy has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Snap to the back. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
Direct snap. They make the stop, but not before the chains move and the Wildcat formation pays off.
You can really feel the momentum changing in this game now, can't you? The defense comes away with a massive takeaway deep in their own end. And here's the offense on the third play of this drive, getting the first down and doing it running the football. Everything seems...
He's at the 2. Certainly slide, finding his way away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Navy!
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
And the extra point makes it 14-3. So after getting into the end zone in that last drive, they're set to kick it away. Coming out with it, it's Brooks. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. No reason reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Looking to throw, it's Tebow. Pocket breaking down. Running inside the 20. Once he got some room, it was over.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Mack has it. Crosses midfield. 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Matt Shipman. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, it's a 21-10 game. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. Looking for block. Slips through the line. Just an outstanding return there and really sets up his offense nicely. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll send the back in motion. Oh, double pass. Here's a hit. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Nice job recognizing the route defensively there. As soon as that ball was thrown, that defender knew exactly who he was going to, and he was able to make the tackle at the perfect time. No gain on that one.
Looking down the left side. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. Oh, that pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
And that's a good idea for this defense. I would be covering him, too, because he's already had a day's worth of yards. The big play out wide, man, they are finding him, and he's making productive plays. So good job by this defense recognizing that guy's not beating me anymore.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. It's complete to the left. Across the 50 and down and out of bounds at the 44. Good pickup on that one. Notre Dame ready to go with another 1st down. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Notre Dame has made this 2nd down play much more difficult after going backwards. Handoff to the fullback. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To throw, it's Tebow. Throws to the wideout. Finds space on the right. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. He'll keep it himself. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3. Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Got his man. And he goes down after making the grab. Picked up a few, but he's still short of the first down marker. Notre Dame comes to the line trying to convert on 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. From the red zone, looking for a space. Quick strike complete. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Second down, he'll throw. For 6. The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
And that was great execution on that drive. That is exactly what you needed. You took almost all of the time, and you cut into this lead. Now you're about to go into the half. Get everybody excited. Use that momentum to start the second half.
You get that touchdown right before the half. Build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. And he's coming out of the end zone. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what pressure. There they go. It's a touchdown.
I'll tell you, you're lucky if you're watching a college football game and you see one return for a touchdown. That's now his second of the game. This guy is absolutely lethal. He's shown you his open field running ability. He's shown you his speed. I'll be shocked if anybody kicks his way the rest of this game and the rest of the season.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
Here we go now. Here we go.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. Bringing it out. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Snap to the back. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting him run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Direct snap. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down. They'll unleash the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on 4th down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence in him. That time they weren't able to come up with it. I'm curious to see what this guy does if they're in a similar situation as this game moves on.
Back to pass. It's Tebow. Under fire. And a throw before he wanted. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long.
listen, you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
He'll bring it out. Just barely able to stop him. He almost housed that, baby. The nice return there. That last line of coverage is the only thing that stopped him from scoring. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Slithers into space. They found a little running room out of the Wildcat, still short of the first down marker. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this line, and here it is. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Back has it.
Shows you all of it, Reese. He's got the speed, he's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. You just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well tonight, give back that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Brooks. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stuff.
There he goes! And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it 1st and 10 now inside the 50. Scanning the field, it's Tebow. He uncorks one deep. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
The give to the fullback. Tried to find his way forward, but he didn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to hand it off to the fullback for a quick hitter, but just nowhere to go. The defensive line, great job getting penetration to set up that.
Takes a hit as he fires. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. Looking to throw on 1st down. Forced out of the pocket. Keep going. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. Notre Dame once backed up near its own goal line, now on the move. They'll move the tight end. Looking downfield on 1st down. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame! And they kick it in for 6 more points.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. That's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Wildcat going to give him a different look. Snap to the back. Creates a little room. Weaves his way ahead and gets 5 out to the 18-yard line.
Well, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
We've reached the break, and Navy holds the lead. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Got the first down, looking for more. They make the stop, but not before the chains move and the Wildcat formation pays off.
And that hurts on defense, giving up the first on the ground like that. We're in a one-possession game. You've got all 3 timeouts. I think you got to start burning them here to save some clock.
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Book. He's out past the 35. And how much running room have they been able to find on the ground? Man, are they piling up some gaudy rushing stats.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Wildcat didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football, so he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. Direct snap. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Here comes the Wildcat.